What's up, everybody? I am DJ Oz Ozzy. I am the host and the DJ on the YouTube channel The Flavor with DJ Oz Ozzy, also known as the Mad Scientist, the Wizard, and basically the greatest DJ alive. I'm kidding. Wes asked me for some advice. I'm probably the last person that I would suggest anybody to come to for advice, but I'll try and hopefully Wes or someone gets something out of this. First thing, bouncing back. What do I mean by that? Well, keeping it Kevin Hart, keeping it short. I've in my life process, in my experience, there's been a lot more downs than ups, and I've had to been able, or I've had to, I guess, evolve or learn how to not quit. So whether it's perseverance, tenacity, bottom line, and I have it tattooed on my arm, don't quit. And through that, in the experiences and learning, and now at 42 years old, I've learned how important emotional intelligence is. And a quick definition on that: the capacity to be aware of, control, and express one's emotions, and to handle interpersonal relationships judiciously and empathetically. And that's it was a long process. It's not something I learned overnight, but that has helped me 100% be able to, with the low points, as Jay-Z would say, bounce back like round ball. That no matter how, no how how far I fall down, I will bounce back, and I will bounce back higher. And I might fail again and stumble and fall, and I'll just bounce back higher again the next time. So that's number one. That's number one. So don't quit. Stick to it. What as our teachers always said in school, the stick to itness. Don't quit. Don't give up. Yeah, if you can focus on emotional intelligence and being able to be aware and control of your emotions at the moment, it's a lot easier to regulate and navigate through that. Next is more professionally speaking, and talking to artists, musicians, especially in the music world. What do you do to get better? What do you not do? Uh, if basically say that if you want to fail, do these things. So, first is practice, practice, practice. And anybody that knows me, if you watch my channel, don't watch my channel, or even in my day-to-day life, there is a level of obsession, being bipolar one, that manic obsessive point. So I would never expect anybody to put the time, like for me as a DJ behind my turntables, or for you if it's guitar, piano, drums, singing, rapping, whatever. Uh, Maybe you're not as obsessive as I am, but you have to you have to do it. You have to practice. If you're not practicing, you cannot expect yourself to see continual growth and improvement. Second, be intentional. Be very intentional. Know your weaknesses and make yourself do those things. And that's sometimes the boring thing, right? Because like, oh man, I suck at this. Fuck terrible at this. Well, you're never going to get better if you don't force yourself to get out of yourself and outside of that that line or lane of thinking. You're never going to get better. So there's an old saying, practice makes perfect. I hate that version of it. Practice makes permanent. So if you practice well, you perform well. So identify the fundamentals, practice those fundamentals, stay there, champion those things, then start to get outside of that box. But start with your fundamentals, practice those well, and you'll perform well. And the way you practice will become permanent. So don't develop bad habits out of the gate, whether it's on YouTube or if you know somebody that plays the instrument that you want to play, or they sing or they rap or whatever it is. Find those people and learn from their mistakes. and don't create your own bad habits because it's very, very difficult to break those bad habits. Um, and I guess the third thing, surround yourself, like artistically speaking, surround yourself. Well, this is really in life in general, I think, but surround yourself with people that you know are better than you at said, skill or instrument or whatever. Take take that challenge. The people that I know in music and even in life that surround themselves with people that aren't that don't challenge them and don't make them better, they eventually hit a ceiling and they don't get better. They just stay right there because they don't have people around them that make them like, man, that I wish I could do that. I want to do that, or however you want to phrase that. If you don't have that, you just become stale, right? And very predictable and repetitive and all those things. So find those people and take that as a challenge. And side point for musicians, DJs, singers, rappers, whatever. If you actually think that you're the best, there's no one better than you. You are the best at what you do on the planet. That's why I made that joke at the top. We need to have a conversation because I guarantee you there's somebody better than you. Guarantee it. And then lastly on that, don't make excuses. There's so many times that I've heard, whether it's again, my first passion is playing drums. Well, I didn't have time for this, and I didn't have time for that, and my fingers hurt, my hands hurt. You know, um, whatever it is. Cool. Guess what? And that's why I can say this is why I do run circles around a lot, not all, a lot of DJs, is because I don't make those excuses. Even if my back is hurting and I DJ 3 days in a row, I still practice. I still do it. I still get behind those turntables, and I'm still trying to figure out new creative ways to do what I do. So, excuses are like assholes. We all got one. So if you want to make those, that's cool. But I'm out here trying to make things happen, and making excuses doesn't get us there. And then last but definitely not least, and yeah, I think this applies to any of us as humans. Be willing to be uncomfortable with the uncomfortable, or be comfortable with the uncomfortable. And think this is one of the biggest challenges for humans because one, we fear the unknown, right? I'm very comfortable with where I'm at. And do I want to rock the boat? Do I want to um things are comfy right here. Do I want to rock that boat? Well, it's I can't remember who to give the quote to. But if you've never failed, you've never tried. Point blank period. If you've not failed, you've not tried. So once you do hit, and if you do hit that moment of realization that, man, my life is it's pretty mundane, it's pretty boring. I'm not experiencing or learning new things, probably because you're not trying them, because you fear the unknown, or you there's that fear of failure, right? Well, if I do it, I'm going to fail at it. Okay, cool. Then you're going to stay in that very mundane, just day to day, going through the motions type shit. And I'm not that guy. I prefer to try new things. And if I win, cool. If I lose, I'm gonna learn from the loss. We get better, and next time I'm gonna win, right? Or at least be better. And once you do try, let's say whatever it is, the first time you try it, you fall flat on your fucking face, like boom, failed, like that sucked, that shit was terrible. Cool, on to the next one, right? Failure never defines us unless we let it define us, and we allow it to um, dominate our brain, right? And we give that real estate away where it's like, well, last time I did this shit sucked and I failed and I face planted. Okay, so learn what you did wrong or you did incorrectly, or maybe you didn't even understand what you're doing and how to do it. Get back up and try again, right? But don't allow it to define you, and don't let that failure scare you from trying again. Because even just going back to DJing, oh man, when I first started, it was terrible. It sucked ass, right? And now I'm going out and winning DJ battles, and I've not been DJing for more than what 4 or 5 years, something like that now. But I put the work in, like we talked about earlier, and I'm just not afraid to fail. Like failure does not scare me. Face planning does not scare me. Um, the then follow up to that is fear is never overcome by the spectator. So while I'm out here and I'm doing these things, like I just said, I'm not, I don't fear failure. I'm not worried about it. I don't care what people think about me. Like I could give two fucks less. I could give two fucks less if I could talk about what people think about me. So I'm gonna keep doing it until I get better. Because I know if I'm just sitting on the sidelines watching, I can watch all day. That's not making me better. I'm not doing it right. And notice the people that are the spectators and they're watching. Those are typically the haters because they're scared to do what you're doing. They're terrified to do what you're doing. They want to do what you're doing, but they're terrified to fail. They're so scared to fail that they never actually do the thing that they always wanted to do. And then lastly on that point, again, I'm gonna steal this from Jay-Z. We only got this one life to live. There are no sequels. I don't care what the Christians tell you. I don't care what the Muslims tell you. We got this one life to live. Homie, there ain't no sequels. And then this is me. I did not take this from Jay-Z. This is a Oz original. Be you as fuck. Be the most authentic, real, transparent, whatever version of you as possible. That was my TED Talk. Thanks, Wes, for asking me for advice, and we'll see if this helps anybody. If so, hopefully it goes viral and we both get rich. Thank you for listening.